Well, hello. If you've happened upon this video, there's a message here for you. I'm going to put a card down in 3 piles. Let's do one from each deck. These are cards that I create. Let's see, this one is from the Sacred Journey. That's the For the Love of Trees, and that is the Mandala series. And then I'm going to add to those a paint gazing image that I'm going to create here. So I'm going to ask you to pick from these piles of paint. I'll get a little closer in a second here. There you go. You pick based on the colors if you like, or the numbers. We've got 37, 33, and 19 over here. We've got 16, 4, and 28, 17, 13, and 42. So take a minute and pick one of these piles and then go to the timestamp for your message. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So if this is the one that you picked, it's represented by this cute little person. At first I thought there was going to be a person here, and I feel like it's kind of the higher self, actually. Kind of has this little like mushroom feel. It feels connected to everything. And when I say it has a mushroom feel, I mean that it's like how fungi has that interconnectedness and that communication with the all. And that's kind of the energy back here. Also being purple, it's connected to the crown. It feels like maybe, are you feeling a little bit of like imposter syndrome, like the hat you're wearing is, oh, the crown's a little too big, something like that. It felt very childlike at first, but then feels much like an adult. So it's like feeling small in this external experience. But if we look internally, and it feels like this looks like lips or something like that. So maybe it could be related to like our voice and our power that comes through kind of speaking up for ourselves. There's like this looming. We're a lot bigger. Our power's a lot bigger than we might think. There's a lot of love going in here as they look internally. So this is them in the external experience, kind of stirring up some dirt with our creativity. That's what it feels like. So yeah, you're getting into expressing yourself, showing up, and maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but this is a message to remind you that there's so much love and that you deserve to wear the hat that you choose. Maybe you made it yourself and it's really awesome. Sometimes it takes a little while to kind of wear in a new way of being. So if you've made some changes or you're thinking of yourselves in new ways, you know, you're changing some habits, things like that, and you're seeing you're becoming a new part of you, it takes a little while for it to become old hat. Let's see what the Oracle card with it. So this one is from the Sacred Journey deck. And oh, look at that. Oh, it's very, very similar. Okay, so it says, access your alchemy. Transform yourself through personal expression. So yes, keep on expressing yourself and kicking up dirt if you need to. All that fear, that becomes strength as it passes through the fire. So just keep on going. When you're going through hell, keep on going, you know. Have patience with the process. Find stability in the change. Sometimes it helps to just remember that the only constant is change, you know, to know that, okay, this thing that I'm experiencing now, it's not going to last forever. Yours is a long line of alchemists, and you'll inspire many more. So what you're doing right now is not just for you, it's for kind of your energetic lineage, if you would. You are worthy. You're worthy of the crown. See what I was saying? It feels like maybe like it felt a little big or uncomfortable or heavy, but no, it's just fine. There's this elephant here kind of blasting through obstacles. It feels like it could be related to family, that kind of thing too. Just a reminder of the colors that you chose and the numbers. So here's the whole reading there. that inspires you on your journey. Okay, for those of you who picked the second pile, this one's for you. We'll put the card aside and let's make this reading. All right, let's take a look at this one. So what's coming to me right away is like slow down around the curve. It looks like a road. I thought it was going to be water, so it could be like a wet curve, you know. It feels like if you chose this one, it feels like solar plexus energy and heart. So like your personal will, but also like what's deep in your heart, and kind of taking a U-turn, going internally, deciding on something and coming back out, or going, you know, depending on which way you're going. I think either way, you're going internally and kind of taking a detour, internal, but it's about the voice. It's about your voice and your visions and dreams, and something's coming up over the horizon for you that it's right around, it feels like it's right around the corner, but just slow down a little bit, because it's kind of, you know, when the light comes up and it's kind of blaring, as you come around to it, it might kind of blind you for a second. So you got to make sure that you're fully in control as you're making that turn. And I'm talking like metaphorical turn, right? I mean, obviously keep your eyes on the road, but as you are moving through on your journey, on your path, as you're using your voice, the things that you're saying, be very mindful of them. Pay particular attention to that. Pay particular attention to the expansion of your light and how that is. I'm getting very warm as I'm talking about it, so there's like this expansion, and your effect on those around you and your environment around you will have a greater impact. There will be a major aha moment right on that horizon here, which will illuminate. These triangles tend to represent visions, dreams, goals, so you'll get some, right now you might not be able to kind of see what's around the bend kind of thing, or even what's like where the path is, but that vision and dream is going to become illuminated, and very quickly. I feel motion, and I feel fast motion, so if you sense that, it feels like I just want to say kind of like slow down, take your time and be very mindful, pay attention. Let's see what the card was about here. So this one is from the Mandala series, a season of stillness. Okay, prepare for a season of stillness. Expect a natural transition into a slower pace, and allow yourself to rest before the cycle of activity picks up again. All right, oh, look at that yellow too. So yeah, take your time. If you are in this too, so like this could be coming up on your horizon as this like U-turn kind of thing, this big change in your path, going kind of going internal and then coming back out. And it feels also like climbing a hill. I love that there's trees here too, so it feels like rooted. So trust it if you are getting signals to slow down, for sure. This one's indicating too that there will be a cycle of activity that'll pick back up. So if you already feel like, oh, come on, it's already going too slow, there is a cycle of activity coming around the bend. There's stuff right around the horizon. So take your time with it right now. If you're feeling impatient, just breathe. It's just a season. You will come out of this turn, but you want to make sure that you're paying. So if you're feeling like you're slowed down already, it's a good indication to really pay attention to your surroundings. All right, hope that's helpful. Oh, let me put your colors back in front of you so you can see the numbers together with that. There you go. Wonderful. I hope that's helpful. All right, for those of you who picked this last batch, let's take a look. So I'll put the card aside, and these are the colors we're going to use, and I'll paint a picture real quick, and we'll get the messages from it. All right, let's take a look at this one here. It's kind of cozy. It looks like this looks like a bed frame to me. At first I thought it was going to be a blanket, but it feels like a bed frame. It feels like she's sitting in bed reading a book. She's very orange, which feels like our creative energy. So our creative energy is kind of resting up. It's gestating. She's got a big old pregnant belly here. She's reading a book, and at the end it looked like the crow or raven here showed up on the book. So she is preparing, maybe learning about this. So I tend to read these as this side being the internal experience and then this side being the external experience. So it feels like preparation, gestation, something that we're creating. There's a nest here that it doesn't have any eggs in it yet. So it's something, yeah, it definitely feels like a creative phase, but a kind of a preparation, gestation. I saw this tree right away, and it feels like roots and also this bed frame feels very solid too. So it's like rooted, solid. This is like that root energy, that red, feels like our passion. It's deeply rooted in our passions. It feels like a really great opportunity to create something. If you chose this side, there is something in this backdrop of voice and intuition and expression. Man, there is something really wonderful brewing. Something new, it feels like, something related to structure and stability and rootedness, but also just vibrant creativity. And it feels like there may be a valley to go through before we climb back out into it, but right now, just if you're in this gestation phase and this nesting phase, let it be. Let's take a look at the card that was with it. This is from the Love of Trees deck. Oh, nice. New beginnings. Yeah. So the birth of something is on the way. After a long dormant season, it's time. It's time for renewal and growth. So branch out in new directions. So if you've been considering creating something new in your life, trust it. Trust that it's on the way. Just give yourself some time to let your creativity kind of gestate and dream a little bit. This book, it kind of reminds me of like the book What to Expect When You're Expecting, right? But it's about this. It's about what to expect when you're wandering into the unknown or something like that. Completely new thing that you're lending your creative energy to. And it feels like kind of shadowy, like these ravens are a little bit mysterious and exciting and magical. So just root into your creativity, trust those new beginnings, trust your creativity. Good stuff on the way, good stuff. Vibrant creative stuff. So here's a look at the numbers and colors if you want to have that for a reference. I hope this was helpful.